final part of this show, and we want to talk about matters corruption. Yesterday, the Health Cabinet Secretary, CS Duale, presented over 1,000 files to the DCI. This is linked to the SHA scandal. Meanwhile, one governor is in police custody. That's Governor Barchok of Bomet County. He'll be arraigned today to face charges related to corruption as well. Governor Wangamati, the former governor of Bungoma County, also spent the night in custody. He's also expected in court this morning. Now, these are positive moves, and maybe many Kenyans have been calling upon this, but according to the Standard, it says, especially on that issue of the CS for Health, that this was simply putting up a show. Duale and DCI smiled for cameras in graft war, that he tried to wash his hands off the SHA scandal theatrically, dumping files on the DCI before the press, but then refused to take questions because of the now tired and age-old excuse that answers might jeopardize investigations. And the question is, we are seeing all this. We've seen it before. Governors showing up to EACC, getting arrested, spending 2 nights in custody, presented to court, and those cases rarely go anywhere. And the kind of concern people have expressed is that even with SHA and all these cases, there have been so many threats that people will be arrested, that the money will be refunded and all these things. And does this show for the cameras give you any confidence, Mutuku, that this is a genuine fight against corruption?
Let me at least be optimistic for now that the sitting governor and the former governor, that the due process will be followed, that there will be no interferences from a big man from somewhere that would wish that their matters are thrown as others. Because I saw yesterday that some former governor, the charges want to be muted to something else, that there'll be discussion out of court, and you pay and you get scot-free. And these of the former and the current governor, that they spent their nights yesterday in cells, is a good show. Let me be optimistic that is going to yield results and is going to set the precedence of having governors or whoever that is involved in any corruption, that they'll face the full force of the law. Now we're coming to the issue of Duale handing over 1,100 let me see, they are saying 1,188 files. Where were those files before we started making noise? And who counted those files? And why give files and you are the one who is supposed to be responsible? A CS is responsible for what happens in that docket. So what we should have seen is hands over the files and honorably resigns, and not the issue of stepping aside. We are tired of this statement of stepping aside. We have now interacted with lawyers and people who know to understand that stepping aside does not mean resigning. And this matter, it cannot be successfully investigated as long as he remains in the office. So we do not, I want to agree with the Standard. These cameras shows, these photos for cameras, and showing the public that we are doing something, when in the real sense, we are not doing something. I would wish that the CS resigns and we have proper investigations, and then we get the results within shortest time possible. And I think in future, now that we have a member of the National Assembly here, we should also have timelines. We shouldn't be having matters of this nature, that they are thrown out there to DCI, EACC, and there is no specific time for citizens to get a report on these investigations. Investigations of this nature, because the country is bleeding. Where there are corruption of this magnitude, we are losing a lot of money. And when we lose a lot of money, so many livelihoods are affected. And remember, we are talking about Minister of Health. Basic right of human beings are being abused. That when you go to hospital, you cannot get medication because somebody somewhere never procured. And where was it not procured? Because there is no money. Which money has gone to a selected few. Okay. We have a facility somewhere in this country that just exists in air, but in practice there is nothing. And you hear some money was channeled. When the process of channeling money to a facility that does not exist, they receive millions of money. And then when it has been discovered then you come out clean and smart. No, that's not good.
But Nagokuya, and we've had these calls for the CS to step down or to even resign or be fired by his boss. Coming from your colleagues in Parliament, quite a number of members of Parliament have said that he should. But members of Parliament, we know,